I'm Jason, the world is yours, and today we have a story about Corey Taylor, who is the lead singer of the band Slipknot, suggests Slipknot might not be making as much money as you think they are. This is interesting. In a new interview on the Feedback Deaf podcast, Corey Taylor suggests that Slipknot may not be raking in the type of money you think they are. This is what Corey Taylor says. Honestly, in a weird way, we don't make a lot of money. Corey Taylor says, touching on how some of the financials are broken down, but that the band Slipknot are still living comfortably. I mean, we make, this is what Corey Taylor says. I mean, we make enough money to live, obviously, and we can live comfortably, but we have never been offered the massive deals, Corey Taylor continues. There's a lot of us in this band, and there's a whole crew that we have to pay. This is what that's what Corey Taylor says. Listing other aspects of the band Slipknot's business, Corey Taylor breaks down. There's the production that we have to pay for. There's all this stuff that we need to pay for. So at the end of the day, we are paid pretty commensurate. I have no idea what that word means. With what we are worth. Compared to other high earning professionals, Corey Taylor reasons we, Slipknot, have never been even close to the big paydays that sports people get, actors, all that stuff. So, in a weird way, we are kind of, if you adjust for inflation, we're upper middle class, basically. That's interesting to say upper middle. I mean, that's pretty good, right? We are not extravagant. We are not rich by any stretch of means, Corey Taylor says, but we are okay. But we do okay as a father and a husband, being able to provide for his family and create a financially stable future is of utmost priority. I can take care of my family, their educations, are good to go. I have insurance for all of my kids, he says proudly, and really, that's it. Corey Taylor credits to his career leaping around on stage, breaking bones, barking, and singing in stuffy jumpsuits and sweaty masks, putting in intensely hard work for nearly a quarter of a. When did their first album release? 2001, something like that. I remember Iowa, right? Like, that's old school. Iowa, I think that released in maybe 2002, maybe 2001, which is what, over 22 years ago, right? Wow, yeah. Um, Yada yada yada. Even so, at the level Slipknot exists, there have been many opportunities along the way to further enrich the band members. Maybe it's because we are so reactionary. Maybe it's because we are not palatable for the mass audience. Corey Taylor theorized, citing a couple of reasons as to why Slipknot never broke through the next financial level, recognizing his band is very popular in the scene they exist in. There's still a ceiling for that type of music. Slipknot makes. Oh yeah, that's it is kind of interesting, right? When you think about it, because when you think about like Slipknot, it wasn't only about like selling records. Obviously, they had like fans who would buy merchandise, and I always thought, like, listen, the reason why I wanted to do this story, because we want to, go behind the curtain and see like how do musicians make, what is the most income musicians can make. Is it from seat record sales? Is it from streams? Is it from touring? Is it from merchandise sales? And also, if you think about it, like, I don't think there's any reason why anybody in Slipknot couldn't be, in a movie or anything. They could have been. You see, Rob Zombie has done movies. So I feel like, in many ways, if you just stay in your lane and say, okay, we're just musicians, all we're going to do is just do music. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a ceiling. But if you open yourself up, if you, I know it sounds like a sellout, but if you license your music to, some soundtracks if you put if you put your music in television shows and commercials, if you do things like when you have huge merchandise sales, in the punk rock community, like the thing that probably they made some of the most money would be from touring and from merchandise sales. You go to a show, you sell a bunch of T-shirts for like $10, and you make a fair amount of money. I don't think punk rockers are making the most money from album sales and things like that. So I wonder, like, how does Slipknot? Obviously, there are a lot of members. What is it, 9, 10, 12 members in the band, and huge production and stuff like that. But they have huge shows. Like they don't sell out small little arenas. They could do pretty large stadium, or maybe not stadiums, but large arena. They could definitely do large arenas. So I wanted to see, like, if he would go behind the curtain and just talk about merchandise sales. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't talk about merchandise sales. I mean, even if you look at like a band like, let's say, Korn, right? Korn very easily could have just stayed in their lane and just say, hey, all we're gonna do is just do music and just do that. But they have partnerships with like Adidas and things like that. They have licensed their music to television shows. They've appeared in television shows. So I mean, like, I feel like as a musician, if you want to just stay in your lane and just play music and just tour, that's going to be your ceiling. But if you're a musician and you want to do other things, the arts, social media, there's many, 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 many ways to just, break out of not just, financially, but just breaking out of, like, even Henry Rollins. Like, you look at Henry Rollins, old school punk rocker, Black Flag lead singer. He could have just stayed in that scene of, like, hey, all I am is just a lead singer for a band, and he's written poetry, he's done photography, he's done acting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could break out of that ceiling and still stay true to who you are. But let me know your opinion of this story. Like I said, I look at a band like Slipknot. When they tour, they do huge festivals. They do great merchandise. There are a lot of members in the band and things like that, obviously. But I would be one of those fans who thinks Slipknot is making a lot of money. But it's good to hear. At the end of the day, he said that they're upper middle class. So I'm not gonna feel sorry for anyone, who's upper middle class, right? Like, his whole family has education paid for. His whole family has health insurance and family insurance, and stuff like that. So I'm happy for them. It doesn't sound like this is a dire situation for the members of Slipknot. Like I said, there's definitely other avenues outside of music and inside of music that you could financially gain from being in a band like Slipknot. But I'm Jason. The world is yours. Today we had a story about Corey Taylor, who's the lead singer of the band. Like, even Corey Taylor, he's done like side projects. He's done solo albums. He's done other band projects. Things, so Corey Taylor, he's gonna be okay. Anyway, I'm Jason. The world is yours. Today we had a story about the lead singer of Slipknot. Corey Taylor suggests that the band Slipknot might not be making as much money as I think they are. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.